You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of Elite Fleet. And today I want to talk about why do girls like bad boys. I also want to talk about why do boys like 304s, because I hear both sides asking this question all the time, and the answer is honestly pretty damn simple if we're being honest with ourselves. But most people don't like to be honest with themselves. But I keep it all the way real over here, so I'm going to give you guys the straight answer, the raw truth. Because good girls ain't no fun, but bad girls ain't no good. And vice versa for the guys. Bad boys ain't no good, but good boys ain't no fun. And that's the reason girls like bad boys and men like 304s. Now, here's the issue. Alright, let's just keep it real. I want y'all to really think about this. Everybody says on paper that they want a version. Right? And I can always tell the dudes who've actually dealt with versions, dudes who've actually had versions before, actually dated versions before, and the dudes who haven't by how they talk about them, right? Because, like, for example, I made a video one time, I said, I don't want no virgin Mary, right? Now, an idiot would take that and say, Alex means he don't want no virgin. No, I said what I meant, which is I don't want no virgin Mary. I understand the difference. What the hell is a virgin Mary? Well, a virgin Mary would be a super religious chick. Doesn't matter if she's super Christian. Doesn't matter if she's super Catholic, super Islamic, whatever you want to call it. It's what you might call it. Doesn't make a difference. But the point is, this is a woman who is not going to do anything to disrupt the status quo. She's not going to do anything that might even give a little hint of being off the rails, or a little hint of being fun, or a little hint of being exciting, or a little hint of being taboo. She ain't going to do it. Alright? This is a woman who is going to be ultra sheltered. Like I said, she's ultra religious. She's not doing a damn thing that's not by the book. Alright? Everything in her life has to be exactly by the book. You want a girl who know how to twerk every now and then? She ain't going to know how to do that. You want a girl who will hit you with that 7-Eleven Slurpee every now and then? She's not going to know how to do that. You want a girl who's going to be a freak in the sheets? Probably not going to know how to do that. And actually, she doesn't know how to do that. She's never even done it before. Doesn't know how to do any of these things, right? 9 times out of 10, she's going to be socially awkward. Because let's just keep it real. If you're a virgin, you were probably sheltered, so you're going to be socially awkward. So you don't know how to interact with groups of people or different situations. You don't really know any damn thing about relationships. Alright, you probably never even had one. If you did, it was probably puppy love. You don't understand how the world works. You're going to have to teach them every little thing about every little thing. And then you're going to have to hope that when you get them in a relationship, they're going to be what you need. Alright, all of a sudden they're going to be able to be your best friend. They're going to be able to be this social butterfly. They're going to be able to satisfy you sexually. Everything's just going to flow. But most of the time, you're going to get that woman and you're going to be bored. Especially if you had a 304 before. Because you had a 304 before, okay? 304s, listen, of course they have downsides. They're 304s, right? But at the end of the day, they have their positives too. Alright? They're freaks, and they're very good at what they do. They're going to hit you with a 7-Eleven Slurpee, alright? They're going to bend it, flip it, twist it, and reverse it. Or as I like to say, bend it, twist it, flip it, pop it. Alright, most 304s spend a lot of time around dudes, so they understand how games work. They can watch the game with you, right? They can have somewhat masculine talks with you. You know what I mean? They know how to not be as quite annoying. Alright, of course they're still girls, so they still got their femininity to them, but they kind of know how to blend a little bit better. The only real problem with a 304 is generally she usually leans too far in masculinity and there's not enough femininity there. But she has a better chance at being balanced. Now, all virgins aren't virgin Mary. Right? You have some virgins who they're not quite as sheltered. They might not be religious at all. Right? Like the virgins I dealt with weren't really religious at all. Well, one of them was, but most of them wasn't really religious at all. They just chose to be virgins until marriage. Now, these are the virgins you can generally work with. Why? Because while they might have been sheltered somewhat, it's generally not going to be as much as the Virgin Mary type chick, right? Generally not going to be that damn bad. They got some experience. These are the ones where I tell you guys before, they might have given a few 7-Eleven Slurpees. Alright, these are the ones where, like I told you guys before, alright, they might have took a few up the poop chute, probably had a few boyfriends before. Alright, they probably got some friends go outside a little bit. They got some idea how to mix and mingle. They're going to have a little bit more balance to them than the Virgin Mary types. But let's just be honest, like I said, going back, good girls just aren't fun. They do everything by the books and they do everything by the numbers. So once you understand that, you can understand why girls don't like good boys, because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The good boy, right? The super church going boy, right? Or the boy who does everything by the numbers, he's boring. Let's call it spade. He's boring as hell. He's the guy, you on the highway, the speed limit 50, he doing 45 because he's scared to get a ticket. Everybody else around y'all flying down the damn highway. They doing 70, they doing 80. Your boyfriend like this. His hands at 10 and 2. I always tell y'all to have one hand stealing and one hand gripping the thigh. He ain't doing all that. That's too risky. His hands at 10 and 2. Everybody speeding by him. You in the car like this. Bored out your goddamn mind. Alright, he the guy, he take you to the damn bedroom. Alright, just like I said with the Virgin Mary chicks, he ain't doing no tricks. He ain't doing nothing extra. Alright, he take you to the bedroom and you already know what you're gonna get. Straight missionary. Alright, that's all you getting. Ain't gonna be no hair pulling, ain't gonna be no ass slapping, ain't gonna be no handcuffs, ain't gonna be no thumb in the butt, ain't gonna be no butt plugs, ain't gonna be no whips, ain't gonna be none of that. Alright? Ain't gonna be none of that. He ain't powdering you out, none of that. It's gonna be straight by the numbers missionary. Marital missionary, as I like to call it. Same thing with the Virgin Mary type. Alright? Just born. This is the guy, if y'all go to a concert, y'all go to a festival or a carnival or whatever y'all want to call it. Somebody smack you on your ass or disrespect you, you got a diplomatic man. Who the hell wants to date a diplomatic man? Your man's diplomatic as hell. Your man come up, somebody slap you on your ass, he trying to talk. You want him to knock someone out, right? You waiting for him to deliver that sweet chin music, right? Or the people's elbow to the dude. He trying to be diplomatic. Well, baby, I don't want to lose my job, so let's see if we can talk this out. Hey guy, you just slapped my girlfriend here, Mandy, on the ass. Mandy didn't really appreciate that. We think you should say sorry. Just not making the V-Box wet. Just not turning you on. See, the reason they want the bad boys, because they know the bad boy's going to take them to the bedroom. He's going to bend it, twist it, flip it, and reverse it on their ass. He's pulling hair, thumbing the booty. He's smacking the ass. It's a red handprint all over it. He's pulling hair. He's grabbing the whips. He's doing all that. He's on the highway doing 90 miles per hour, right? He's doing 100 on the highway. He got one hand steering, one hand gripping her thigh. She wet as hell. I'm doing 100 on the highway. If you're doing the speed limit, stay the fuck out of my way. That's that guy. That's that guy. Somebody smacking her on the ass and she with him, he automatically delivering the people's elbow. He automatically doing it. Alright? And that's the difference. It's the same thing. This is why I don't get why guys don't understand it, and I don't get why women understand it, because we're doing the same thing. Now, we about to really get into the gyms, all right? The deep gyms. As I say all the time, the deep gyms come to those who stay to the end. I repeat, the deep gyms come to those who stay to the end. Let's get into the deep gyms. What's one of the deep gyms? Well, the reason most people have this dual mating strategy, right? What's the dual mating strategy? This is a man who might say, all right, bad girls ain't no good, but good girls ain't no fun. So I'm going to find me a good girl, all right, a Virgin Mary church type. I'm going to sit her ass in the house. I'm going to cheat on her with the hood rat hoochie mama hoe, right? Or the trailer park Tracy, all right, the spoiled milk, all right, spoiled milk Megan, or the refried beans Rachel, or the leftover lo mein Luang, or ratchet Rihanna. Alright, those are the names I call low value women. He's going to get one of those on the side, and he's going to have this good girl. And the same thing for girls, vice versa. Most of them say, okay, I'm going to get me a good guy, Mr. Marital Missionary, Mr. Do the Speed Limit, Mr. I don't want to lose my job, pay all the bills, responsible, family man, monogamous. I'm going to get my bad boy over here and tear that ass up. And people use that dual mating strategy because they don't understand how to find balance. See, there's a reason why I said earlier, not everything's going to start to make sense as I tie it together. It's two different types of versions, right? You got the Virgin Mary, you got the regular version. The regular version is more balanced. You can teach her the rest of the balance. Alright? Like I said earlier, you don't have to have a girl who's a super 304, right? She could have had her whole face but still kept a low body count. But she's going to be more balanced because she has more experience, alright? Vice versa for the guys. Like I said, it doesn't matter if the guy's a virgin or if he's just a super church-going guy. A guy who's been around the block a few times is going to be more balanced. He's going to understand women a little bit more. He's going to know how to treat you a little bit more. All right? He's going to know how to treat you good a little bit more. The only thing really stopping the 304 or the bad boy from being a good husband or wife is just because they don't want to. That's why I did this video before where I said, yo, a 304 really could be a good wife. You know, like, what, Alex, you crazy. Well, if you go off of stupid ass social media and internet logic, especially stupid YouTube logic, anyone who's not a virgin is a hoe. So by that logic, your mama a hoe, your auntie a hoe, right? Your sister a hoe, your wife's a hoe. And so if you have a good wife who wasn't a virgin when you met her, which is going to be the case 9 times out of 10, means you got a good hoe who's a housewife. Now, I don't think that's what makes a hoe, but that's what the rules of the internet says. And that's my point when I say hoes can make a good wife. Bad boys could too. The only thing stopping them really is themselves. See, all you got to do to be a good husband or a good wife really is make the decision that you're going to be monogamous and you're going to be what you need to be for one person. Hoes and bad boys could do that. They just choose not to. They're free-spirited. They basically like, we're going to stay in the streets and we're going to turn in our family card in exchange for doing whatever the hell we want to do. And they serve a purpose, right? And that's to build those of us who plan on having families. That's to build those of us who plan on eventually building with someone, to teach us what we need to know to be balanced so that we can be right for the right person. Because think about it. Let's just say you never bump your head. Most of us need to bump our head not only so that we can become better for the next person, but also so that we can appreciate the next person. See, if you never had a man, right, who never called you, never texted you back, all right, was never considerate of your feelings, all right, just treated you, however, like you was a piece of trash and you was dirt, all right, hopefully it didn't happen to you, right, but hopefully he wasn't delivering the sweet chin music or the people's elbow to you, whatever the case may be. But if you didn't have that, you can't appreciate when you don't have that. See, a woman who dealt with an abusive man can appreciate a man who's not abusive. A woman who's dealt with a man who's emotionally unavailable can appreciate a man who's emotionally available. A man who's financially unstable can appreciate a man who's financially stable, etc. Vice versa. A man who's dealt with a woman, right, who was ratchet as hell, didn't know how to sit down, twerked too damn much, slept with too many goddamn people, all right, had a bad attitude, couldn't cook, wouldn't clean, all that stuff. Now when he gets a girl who does all that, he appreciates that you clean. He appreciates that you cook. He appreciates that you don't go around out like that. He appreciates that you ain't been slept with everybody all around the town. Because he's had women who weren't like that. He appreciates that you don't put his hands on them. Like, people understand that type of stuff. I don't want y'all to have those types of experiences, but I'm just saying. And a lot of the times, not only does it make you better, but it makes you more appreciative too. When you find someone who's not like that. And you're like, man, I really want to make this work. See, in summation, and just to summarize everything, the reason people use the dual maintenance strategy is because they don't believe that there can be a balance. Instead of people realizing, because like I said earlier, that there's two different types of virgins, right? You can have a virgin who has a little freak to her. People just think, I got two extremes. I got to get a hoe, I got to get a virgin. So like I said, they'll go get them a good girl virgin to be in the house, and then they'll get them a hoe on the side. They don't realize that there's balanced women out there who can do both. Vice versa. Girls think, all right, I'm going to give me a bad boy on the side, I'm going to give me a good guy in the house. They don't realize that there's balanced men out there who could be both. But there are. And this is why on this channel, I always preach balance. All right? What's the difference between a high value man and an elite man? An elite man is balanced in all phases of his masculinity, not just earning money, and he understands, right? He's in tune enough with his femininity to come off his masculine high horse when he needs to, and hold his woman's head and rub her head and cuddle her, let her talk about her day. What's the difference between an elite woman and a regular woman? An elite woman knows how to be nurturing, caring, submissive, fit, feminine, friendly, whatever you want to call it. But a ratchet girl also knows that if you're at the fast food place or if you're at the motor vehicles or wherever you at and the girl start talking crazy with her mouth, running her mouth, she got a bad attitude, whatever the case, she knows how to say, hey, don't talk to my man like that. And if the girl gets the same attitude with her, she knows how to put the Vaseline on her face, tie her hair back, and deliver that sweet chin music. Alright, she knows how to be a freak when she needs to be a freak. She knows how to switch it up. Alright, she knows how to cheer for her man's team. Alright, she knows how to play a little golf, throw a little axes. She knows how to be balanced. She's not so damn dainty and good girl all the time that you can't have any fun with her. And these type of people exist on both spectrums, so you don't have to use a dual mating strategy. The point in dating the 304s or the bad boys and the good girls and the good guys is so that you can appreciate that you want certain aspects of both and look for people who are balanced. Because balance is the best way to be. Balance means you're in tune. You're too far masculine, you got to tune. You're too far feminine, you got to tune. You should be in perfect harmony of both at the end of the day. Alright? And until you find the person who's that perfect harmony of both, you're going to keep messing around with good guys. And you're going to keep messing around with bad boys and vice versa. You're going to keep messing around with 304s and you're going to keep messing around with good girls because you don't know how to identify a balanced person who could be everything you need. So that's the end of that video. That's why guys like 304s and that's why girls like bad boys. Because, again, the good girls ain't no fun, but the bad girls ain't no good. So find you someone who could be both. I am Alex and I am out. Peace.